Hi, I'm Rosie from Hertsmere TV, and today we're in Boreham Wood talking to local residents about the fuel crisis.
We are a small business, and after lockdown we were happy to have a lot of clients. Due to this situation, many of them had to cancel their bookings because they were stuck in traffic.
It's not too bad. I'm retired, and fortunately I had a full tank before all this panic buying started.
It's been difficult. Say for example, going to work. Right now I'm always worried whether I've got enough petrol because my car is a bit juicy. It's like I'm going around at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock, traffic, delays on the road. You're watching the news thinking, is the shortage actually going to end? They're saying that yeah, it's sorted, but it's clearly not, because everywhere you go there's no petrol or it runs out before you get there, and it's a real inconvenience. You think in this day and age they would have prepared a bit better.
Personally, I think it's quite bad because they knew something like this would happen due to Brexit, and they obviously haven't reacted quick enough.
I think bringing 5,000, allowing 5,000 visas to HGV drivers to fix the crisis was the right way about it, but I think it hasn't really worked. I think only 150 have been taken up, and it's clearly not effective enough.
Not too impressed. I mean, okay, now they've introduced the army delivering with the tankers. I think they should have perhaps stamped down on the newspapers and the press, because I think that helped create this panic buying. You know, social media and the newspapers, to be honest.
I've got two opinions. I think number one, they handled it very badly. They know full well it's the same with the toilet roll situation. When we had the first lockdown, people were panic buying. They say, oh, you don't need to panic buy, we've got enough supplies. Was there toilet paper? No. It's exactly the same thing. He goes on the TV saying, oh, we've got enough fuel. And what happens? Everyone buys fuel. They didn't introduce no spending limits to cap it. So at least if everyone, you divide it, say £20 is the max for whatever, then everyone's got a fair chance. And I've seen queues where people have been stuck in there for 2 hours. People got places to go. You have a park condition or anything. You don't know. People need to get to work. They say, well, if you can't drive, get the bus, but sometimes it's not possible. But it's okay for them, I would say, because they got that sorted. They can afford to put 60, 70, 80, £100 in. But if you're a person who's living on the cusp where that £5 or £10 is all you got to kind of get you going so you get some more money, you're in trouble. Number two, I believe that there's something that they've done this on purpose, because apparently fuel expires. So you create a panic, get rid of all the old stock, and then you put the prices up, because why all of a sudden, why is it £1? I paid £1.55 the other day. That's the most I've ever paid in my life. I've been driving for about 20 something years, so it's hurting my pocket.
They've done a very poor attempt at actually de-escalating matters, especially considering that a lot of people who need fuel are down in the south part of England, so the crisis over here is probably worse than it is up north.
Maybe not fuel, but something along the lines will happen again with food or something. We've seen it with the Nando's, for example, with the chicken, or there's many other things. It could happen again in the future, definitely.
I don't think it's going to happen again. Only in a major recession like COVID or a big decision like Brexit, but I think it's just a combination of the two that have led to the crisis.
Yeah, it could happen again in that sort of sense. And obviously I need to think about planning. I'm thinking about, oh, maybe I need to get an electric scooter. But yet again, they demonised it. You can ride that little bike, you can ride an electric bike on the road, but you can't ride a scooter. It doesn't make sense. Then they say, oh, you can rent one. So please tell me where the rental scooters are.
Yes, absolutely. I don't doubt it, especially the way things are going at the moment. I mean, with Brexit, there's probably going to be even more problems, and I think especially internally within the government, if they don't get it sorted out within Christmas, it's probably going to get worse from here out. I think by enlisting and enabling people who have had prior experience and who would like the job to come forward and to actually be recruited for that, rather than having the army come forward and be used as, you know, almost like spare tools that have no training whatsoever, because then some accidents could occur or some damage that they won't be able to cover. So it's definitely a fundamental problem at the moment.
Two ways. Obviously they could actually advertise it, let people know that there's positions available, because I'm sure there's people out there looking for work. We don't need to rely on foreign drivers for everything. We've got people over here. If they were willing to pay a fair wage, then people will do the job. It feels like they want to abuse people, so pay people as little as they can, where it doesn't even make sense to get out of bed in the morning. Why would you tell someone else to do something when you wouldn't do the job yourself?
I think they need to up their pay, make it more attractive, but that's going to take a while. But I don't think we've got any other option now.
I don't know, it's because it sort of goes against the Brexit rules, so you can't really say, yeah, we can't let all these people into our country, but then let them in just so they can drive for our benefit. If they're going to live in our country, they have to have full benefits and live like proper citizens. So I think it's a mistake from the start, so there's nothing really you can do.
It's a hard question because what they've done, I think they've reduced the driving test, they've removed elements of it, but I don't think that's the smart way about it. So, as I said, bringing in the visas is a good idea. Maybe reducing the test to make it shorter, make it easier is a good idea because it'll allow more short term, but for long term it's not going to be good because you don't have qualified drivers.